Well, well, well. Good morning and happy Turkey Day. I don't know if there's anyone out there, but yesterday I did a search for Good Morning Shalaw's Life. Yesterday I did a search and asked Alexa, was the stock market open today? And it said, yes, the stock market will be open. And of course it isn't. So the stock market is going to be closed today, according to Google. I did a Let's find out. Alexa, is the stock market open today?
American stock exchanges open at 9:30 a.m. Eastern and close at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Alexa, terminate. So Alexa thinks the stock market's open today. And I did a Google search and it said closed. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there. I do know if I go over to any given stock and look for it, there's no pre-market pricing. So I'm presuming it is closed today. The market is indeed closed today, folks. So we get to take a break today. And I get to drive up into Snowland, going up to Houghton Lake. Good morning, Wendy. I'm doing very well. Today is Thanksgiving Day, and I guess the stock market is not going to be open today, even though Alexa thinks that it is. Alexa thinks the stock market is open today from 9 a.m. to 4, or 9:30 a.m. to 4. Alexa, is the stock market open today?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, is the stock market open today?
American stock exchanges open at 9:30 a.m. Eastern and close at 4 p.m. Eastern.
I think Alexa's mistaken. Alexa, the stock market is closed today.
American stock exchanges open at 9:30 a.m. Eastern and close at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Hold on a second here, folks. Hold on. Thank you for letting me know that I hit the speaker button, the mute button by mistake. Um, I appreciate it because, yep. hap- Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. No stock market activity today. I'm just up early. We're going to be supposed to be having turkey dinner today with our family members up in Houghton Lake, and but I don't know if we're going to be on the lake or not because, well, I know we're not going to be on the lake because it's probably starting to freeze over now. But Yep, soon it'll be ice fishing time up there and getting all the fishing shanties and oh yeah, the pressure crack. So, but the market is not going to be open today, apparently. So Alexa is mistaken because I did a Google search and Google search here, and is the stock market open on Thanksgiving? Here we go. Each market will close early at 1 p.m. on Friday, November 28th. But it doesn't say a damn thing about Thursday. I'd ask about Thanksgiving. Why are you telling me about Friday? I don't want to know. Come on now. Here's a question. Is the stock market open on Thanksgiving Day? It says Thanksgiving Day closes 1 p.m. on Friday. Thanksgiving Day closed. Yes. Fubo, sure. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Looks absolutely horrible. I wouldn't touch that stock with a 10-foot pole. So if you own it, it's time to sell it and move it over to one that's going up. Don't hold a bag. It's a waste of your time and effort, and time is precious. All right. Unless you've just got time to sit there and wait. I don't have enough time to do that. Look at this chart over the 5-day. That is hideous. You don't want to hold a stock doing that. What are you doing on that thing? What the world? No, no, no. God, no. That's a death spiral. Please avoid this stock at all costs. Sell it now if you own it and move it over onto something going the other direction because that is hideous, catastrophic, and you don't want anything to do with this at all. Nothing to do with it at all. You would be very wise to sell every single share of that. Let's do a comparison. Hold on. See this chart? This stock here is called ONDS. We had an analyst yesterday raise the price target from $9 to $10. But see this 5-day moving average, the light blue line. See how it's rising? See this turquoise line, this line here? See how it's rising? Actually, this red line here is the 50-day moving average line. See how it's rising? See it rising? See it turn up right there? ONDS. See the 10-day moving average? See it rising? It's going to cross over the 50. The blue 45-day moving average, all of it converged right here. And then now they rise off of that. That's a nice shoulder right there. And then there's the rise. ONDS. Move your money off of the one you just asked me about. Shalaw's life. Move it over to this one. Get out of the FUBO right now and move it over to this one when this one pulls back a little bit. And it will probably pull back Monday morning. Because if you look at the 5-day chart pattern on this stock, ONDS, they like to run it up, and then they like to scare people out of it. Then they like to run it up, and then they like to scare people out of it. Scare them all out, and then they run it up. See that? See how they scared them all out right there? Big drop in the morning, and then look at that. All by design, all by design. Look at this. Big drop to scare everyone out of it, and then right back up. See that? Huge drop yesterday. Huge drop, and then right back up. So this stock, you might wonder, how is this happening? How is it being moved around in such a way? Well, I'd be happy to explain that to you. And this is a real money maker for these individuals who are doing this every day on this stock. And I'm happy to explain how they do it. Ready? Okay. So let's just start here. Down here, they had sold it short from here and sold it all the way down. Then they took up a long position and they bought shares up and they bought shares and they bought shares and they bought shares and they bought more and they bought more. And here they said, let's take up short positions now and start short selling. So all the shares that they accumulated as they bought and bought and bought and bought and bought, when they take up the short position, then they can sell them and 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 sell them. And they make money on the long positions as it rides up. And then they make money on the shorted positions as they drive everyone out of it. Then here in the morning early, they start buying it up in the after hours and buy it up in the pre-market, buy it up a little, buy it up a little, and then in the afternoon, sell all those shares, sell those shares, sell them, take up a short position there and sell short. Bring it over here. They've got a lot more shares left over because they accumulate them all night long. And then they start selling them, and they sell them all day, sell them into the after hours, sell them in the pre-market, all those shares they've got, and then they're out of shares. So the position they shorted here, now they're out of shares to sell. So they start buying them, and they buy them and buy them and buy them and buy them and buy them into the after hours, buying the hell out of them. Why? So that the next morning they can sell them and sell them and sell them from a shorted position and sell and sell and sell and sell and sell those shares. See how this works? Then they start buying them up and buying them up and buying them up and buying them up. And then they say, let's take them one more ride. So then they sell those shares, short position. The next day, short it, run it up here, buy these shares in the morning, buy these shares up in the morning early, then sell them up in the afternoon, sell them all, short position right there, and then drop it by selling them all. Then start buying again in the after hours and buy and buy and buy and buy and accumulate in the morning, accumulate, and then take up a short position right there and sell them all day long. Sell them in the after hours too. And then in the pre-market, start buying and buy big amounts so you can have a lot of shares. And then at 10 in the morning, 9:45, start taking short positions and sell them 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 and sell them. See how this works? Man, they're making a fortune off this. And then in the morning, they've got all these to sell that they bought. Look at all the quantities they bought, huge amounts. So they sell them. And then in the morning pre-market, sell, 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 sell. And as soon as the market, buy them all again, take up a long position, boom, all the way up. Yay, they buy millions and millions and millions of shares. 10 o'clock, 11 in the morning. Let's now sell them all day. Sell them, sell them, sell them. Take up a short position and sell, Mortimer, sell. Then after hours, start buying, start buying, start buying in the morning. Buy. Get all those shares all night and all morning, and then sell them, sell them, sell them. Holy crap. You see how this works? They're making a fortune off this stock, folks. Then they get it all the way down here. Then they got to buy them. They've sold them all. They shorted the position here. Well, they start buying in and buy them, buy them, buy them, buy them, buy them. Then they got all the shares accumulated again and accumulate them overnight, accumulate it in the morning, take it up a little bit in the morning, right at lunch, right before lunch, then sell all those shares they got. Then reaccumulate more. It's just a fortune for them. Get more, buy all night long, buy in the morning pre-market, and then sell them. Take up a short position and sell all those shares all day long. Jeez, oh, Pete. The next day, get up, hoard some shares, buy some more there, then sell all those, and then take up long positions and buy the sucker up. Buy. They got these long positions right there. Boom, off she goes. So you see what they're doing. They amass a bunch of shares, amass even more in the after hours, and then sell them out, then, then run it right back up. Then amass, short the position in the market, boom, drop it down, head fake everybody, double tot, and then run it right back up to where it was over here. They got a beautiful thing going here, folks. I'm telling you. And you can just be sure probably that on Friday, when this thing comes up here, after they accumulated all these shares, guess what they're going to do Friday morning? They're going to sell those things down. Oh, I could be wrong, but the pattern is obvious. And also, if you come at the longer term chart, 1 year, you can see what's really happening here. There's a whole lot of herking and jerking going on, but this thing right now on the 1 year is crossing over. Everything's crossing over. Look at the 200-day moving average down here. Look at that. Look at the upturn on the 200-day moving average. See, they all know that this price is gonna go up to $10, but they're gonna play this market so hard. Look at this herking and jerking. Look at that. It's just getting more and more expansive. Look at that. Starts off with that herk and jerk. Then it goes to the herk and jerk and bigger herk and jerk and man, and now you got this thing getting ready to roll right over the 5 days going over the 50. The 10-day orange is gonna cross the 50, and it's gonna go right off from here to here because folks, listen to me. There's never been any from here to here, there's never been any resistance. Not one bit of resistance at all there. And then when it fell from here back down to here, there was no resistance. None. There's no resistance there. So why will they be resistance here? Especially with this 5 day coming up over the 50 and the 10-day coming up over. I'm telling you, man, this thing comes down here on Friday, or it's going to really make the move then, I think. Then it's going to scale right past all this, right past, right up to here. Actually, it's going to go to this price. Right here is where it's going to stop next and then pull back a little bit. See that drop down and then it stopped and went right back up. So this is where the next this little pullback, and then we're going to run right up to there, and we're going to sell it right there. ONDS, we're going to sell it at 920, 921, 918, 917. We're going to be selling it there. 913, 920, right through that range we should sell, because it's going to get right up to that point of resistance right there, and then it's going to be a little pullback probably to about there, and then it will continue right on up to right there, and we're going to sell it at this point right there. We're going to sell some right there, and that price is going to be selling at 1066. We'll sell all through that. But on the way up to 1066, we'll first sell it at 1033 and it'll pull back to 1020. And then we'll sell it at 1044 and it'll pull back to 1033. And then we'll sell it at 1055 and it'll pull back to 1048. We'll sell it at 1066 and then it'll pull back to 10. So anyway, that's what's going to happen with this stock, ONDS. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. And one of the things that you might want to look at here as the stock makes this rise like it's doing, look back across history and look over here. Do you see any points right here where there was resistance? Yes. So you have to know that you're probably going to see resistance there, because look right there. See back there? See? So you know when this thing's running up, that's a point of resistance right there. And there's another one right here, right there. Those 2 points right there. And sure enough, it got up here and it stopped there. It stopped right there. See that? It stopped right there, which is that point right there. It stopped right there. Now, the thing I find interesting about this stop where it stopped here is it never stopped there before. It never stopped. It never stopped there when it was going to there, or when it was dropping from here down. There was no stop point right there at that point, or right here. There was no stop point. So somebody's market manipulating it down to here, because it never stopped before and it never stopped on the drop. And now all of a sudden it stops right there. Why did it stop there? Why did it stop there? What number is that, I wonder? 873, of course, 872 and 3. I tell you people now all the time, the new numbers for them are 72 and 73. They really are hitting that number now a lot. So be aware. That is becoming one of their key numbers now. Yep, no trading today. This stock I'm talking about is ONDS. ONDS. And you can see, listen folks, there's a lot of eyes on this stock right now. There are a lot of eyes on this. There's a lot of volume building here. A lot of volume. But now listen, everyone. the market makers are taking up a long position and buying up a bunch of shares. Then they take a short position and they short sell it. All half of those. Then they take up a long position and they buy massive amounts of shares. They get it up here to whatever number they want, and then they short the position because they've accumulated all these shares, buying, and then the market. They've got all these shares so they can start selling and selling and selling and selling and selling and selling. Hi, beautiful. I looked at the weather, and they're definitely going to be getting snow today. No doubt about it. It's coming. I'm okay with that. I know that, but I'm just telling you, they're all day. I'm coming up, but I'm just going to let you know. I already looked at the radar, and there's a big front coming straight down from Canada. She just closed the door, and she's not going to listen to me. Happy Thanksgiving, yes. Thanks, Catfish, for the channel. Oh, you're welcome. I have to run upstairs, I guess. And by the way, just so you're aware of it, Alexa thinks that the stock market is open today. Alexa, is the stock market open today?
American stock exchanges open at 9:30 a.m. Eastern and close at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Alexa, you are wrong.
Thanks for telling me.
Okay. Shit together, man. She's telling everybody the freaking market's open today and it's closed. I already did a Google search. It says the US stock market will be closed on Thursday. And Friday it has a short day. Closes at 1 p.m. on Friday. You know what I find interesting? What I find interesting, Thanksgiving Day, in case you're not aware of it, or at least what I was told when I was in school. That's right. What I was told when I was in school, the pilgrims came over on the Pinta, the Nina, and the Santa Maria, and they arrived. They had a very, very short period of time to try to grow any crops or have any food source. And they are actually during the winter time, they were starting to have difficulties because they didn't have enough food. And it was actually the Native Americans who were responsible for keeping them all alive during their first year. And they called this a gift of was I believe this is how it all started. I could be wrong. Am I right? Am I not right? I think that's how Thanksgiving began, the origin of Thanksgiving. Alexa,
Thanksgiving was first celebrated by the Pilgrims and members of the Wampanoag tribe in the fall of 1621. Harvest feasts were practiced in New England, but didn't spread until George Washington made it a yearly tradition in 1789 and Abraham Lincoln signed a proclamation in.
so there you go. It was she even said the Indian tribe that got together and helped the people survive a dreadful winter where they all would have starved to death had they not done that. And in retrospect and in hindsight, what a foolish thing to do to help these bastard European who ended up taking over their country. But here's what I find ironic. that will close down uh, the stock market for that occasion for Thanksgiving, and also we close it for Columbus Day. We close it for the day Columbus found the Indians because he thought he was in India. For your thanks, there's your thanks. Anyway, let me go up and talk to my wife. I'll play you one of my songs you can listen to while I go up and talk to my wife. She wants to discuss things. Let me find the song to play here. And coming over my speakers at all. Oh, let's turn them on. All right. All right, I'll be right back, folks. That you would break my heart, tear my world apart. Let's not play you the song this way. Let's play you the song on my playlist. In case you don't know this, folks, many of you might be new. I have a lot of, and hey, look at that, 4.3 million views, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa! With me while we were streaming and trading, 69 new subscribers, and but I want to show you guys something here. I'm going to go to my channel, you guys and gals, because I know there are women here too, and we're going to go over here to my playlist. And then we're going to play the song that I was just going to play then, but we're going to play it for you with a video too.
Imagine being able to build an app with some
So
just by thinking about it.
let me find this song, Goodbye, So Long, Farewell, and now you can watch it instead of just, and here we go. You would break my heart, tear my world apart, so I say. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. A song titled Goodbye, So Long, Farewell. Let me guess, he thought he was in Asia. That's right. That's correct. That's right. So here we go. I'll be right back, folks. I need to go talk to my wife about our Thanksgiving plans. And this song is called Goodbye, So Long, Farewell. And I hope you can see the whole screen because I know my camera tends to do weird stuff. Here you go. Goodbye, So Long, Farewell, and maybe a song or two after it. Play. You right from the start that you would break my heart, tear my dice, you just love. So voice you they are just voice they fall in love with you and what you need to take me right up, no what you came there forever world no not them and they bet that it's really messed up there when they goodbye and we'll see you later. Goodbye. Farewell. See you later. I'm a gator. Goodbye. So long. Farewell. So me, I stayed away. And when you looked my way, I looked the other way. I would not give away. I said I was hot for you. Right out of the blue. I got the suit by you. Wrap your body close. I know the note, but in my ear, disappear. I didn't have a clue what you were gonna do, what you would put me through, but you I wanted you. To be honest, yeah, I was blown away. There are no words to say the way you made me feel. I saw the truth, you showed me all you were. I didn't tell you it all. I never guessed that I would be like a guy. But I don't know why you gave me a try. I'm gonna like this again.
but you pretty just like you know to do. So in the morning, jump down and some coffee and whatever. I found a bed and then I to you a little note. I that no doubt you're the best. And see you later. Well, see you later. Well, it's great to know you're fine. But I got you. There's another that you break my heart. And I know that you say goodbye. And I'll be the later. Well, it was nice to know you again. So farewell. Got my soul started beat up. She gone on fire. Bounce back to blow. The time she will, just in case she don't, I bark her on in. She's a 63, the blue back lines of face. The rest coming. And I'll be on that lines of our load. My oh, yeah, I'm a little free. Take more ride. When it's cold, I gotta tell you about my Beagle Creek place. When it's riding in my Beagle, ride, my Beatles and my Beagle. If you know, yeah, I'm a Beagle free. And ain't no lie. Beatles and my back in the side. Me and my baby on a Beagle cruise. That's what we love to do. Like you're gonna have to get over here to the driver's seat. Right? Gonna have to push starter. Yeah, it looks like I forgot to park on the hill. Sorry, babe. The road, but I just like the bar. Yeah, I'm a free thing to buy. Come all right. I'll get the road that feel on you. Come on, James, take the wheel. Take her for a ride. Yeah, I'm a feel free. This ain't no lie. I'm told, but we're gonna take her for a ride. Yeah, right. What love you got and when I want you,
Okay. Little bit of my music there on my playlist. Come on over and give it a listen. I think your map is called Alligator Showing All Marketing. So he called them West Indies. I think your map is called Alligator Showing All Marking. Please correct me if it is incorrect. I think your map is called Alligator Showing All Marking. Well, I call it the Crocky Gator sometimes. If we see a certain trading pattern, it's called the Crocky Gator. Um, so yes, today the stock market is not going to be open, and I am going to be on my way north. I am supposed to be leaving here at in 1 hour and 9 minutes. So sorry that the stock market isn't open and we don't get to hang today, but there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow the market is open from 9:30 until 1 p.m. And let me just check something here. Uh, so we got a big football game coming up between the Detroit Lions and the Packers. And yes, Eric, Eric's so funny, man. Talk about being on the same page, man. I just put in game time 1 p.m. Isn't that funny? I mean, I just typed it in to make sure I had it all right. And there it is. I just had looked it up and you mentioned it. Man, great minds think alike. Um, Shalaw's life, please correct me if this is correct. I think your map is called Alligator showing all marking. Well, I call it the Crocky Gator. And that right there, that's a Crocky Gator for sure. That's a good looking gator croc. And so anyway, I was looking at the long-term chart on this stock, the 180 day. And folks, this looks fabulous. Oh my gosh. We can day trade this and make so much by buying it here, selling it here, buying it here, selling it here, buying it here, selling it here, buying it here, selling it here. I've already worked out all the math on this, folks. I know how much they've driven it up and how much they've driven it down. And we're going to make a lot of money on this stock day trading it. NH Funny Farm. Hello. The stock market's closed today. Alexa is wrong. But folks, right here on this right here, I have been tracking these drops and pops and drops and pops and drops and pops and drops and pops and drops and pops. I've been tracking them. This first pop was up $2. Then they dropped it $1.56. Then they took it up $1.58. Then they dropped it 60 cents. Then they took it up $1.45. Then they dropped it $1.88. Then they drove it up $1.45. Then they dropped it $1.84. Then they drove it up 95. Then they dropped it 45. Then they drove it up 219. Then they drove it down $1.14. Then they drove it up 56 cents. Folks, I've been tracking this. I'm tracking this. And we're going to be look for these gaps right here. We're going to make a lot of money on this stock. We're going to make a lot. We're going to buy, sell, 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 buy, sell. All right. Heck yeah, Catfish, ONDS, and CYCU. Been on watch over a week for me, friend. Yep. Yep. Crass V. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. This stock is going to be going way, way up. And we're going to use the history of this over here to determine where to sell it. And why we wanted to sell it there was because it had stopped right there before, equal to that point. So that's why we wanted to sell it right there, because we knew this was going to be a point of resistance right there. But once it breaks over this right here, folks, it's going to go all the way up to here. There's a gap here, there's a gap there, there's a gap here, there's a big gap everywhere, all across here, all gap area. So once we get over this point right here, once we break over this, that's going to gap up. It's going to gap up to right there. That's where it's going. ONDS. Just wait and watch and see it. Watch it. And there's a lot of volume coming in now. Look at the volume down there surging in. Look at this volume raising. Look at it down here. Look at the volume. Look at it piling in here. A lot of eyes on this stock right now. I make no guarantees, but it sure looks good. All right, guys. I've got 1 hour to be sitting in the car with it warmed up. All right. All right. Yeah. So listen, the stock exchange is open tomorrow. It's open for a short period from 9:30 until 1 p.m. tomorrow. So all of you who are here right now, I'll see you tomorrow morning. And I think ONDS could do the same thing it's done several times, just drop like a rock all day until they get to where they want it, and then maybe come up a little and then a double top, and then I mean, you know what they've been doing with that thing each day. So we're going to be prepared for a big drop in the price. And heck, it might come out of the gate and just ride right on up too. It could go either way. I have a feeling there's so much attention to it that it's going to go higher. All right, we'll see. No way to know for sure. No way to know for sure. But I hope that you all have a great Thanksgiving. Okay. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate it very much. I'm glad you could have a little time with me here on Thanksgiving Day. I'm sorry the market's not open, but then again, my wife is very happy it isn't, and we get to spend some family time. Do you use ICT concepts? No, I do not. I do not. Dranish Bhattacharjee. Wow. Drainish Bhattacharjee. Okay. I use this information here, among many other things. I am using charts to make money. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is a 1 year chart on this stock, and it has now a triple upside crossover of the 200-day moving average on the 1 year chart. That's why it's getting so herky and jerky right now, because it's got a triple upside crossover, folks, on the 1 year chart. It's a bona fide crossover, folks. It's not going to come back down below the 200-day average. I don't believe it'll ever come back down below this 200 for any time soon. They were able to do it once, they are able to do it twice, but I don't see it. The only thing now is a bounce off the 50-day, a bounce off the rising 50-day, and the rising 200. It's just going to bounce off the 50, folks. Buy it on the 50 because it will lurch off that, I believe. All right. So, and maybe they'll try to take it down to the 50-day tomorrow morning, and we'll buy it there. Okay. But we'll see. Right now, man, look at that 45-day and the 50-day average just rising, and the 200 just rising. Only the shortest term 5-day is on the drop, and the 10, and it's just going to bounce off this. The momentum of these rising long-term averages will shove that right on up, just like they did from here when they started rising, pushing that up. All right. Well, I'm gonna get on out of here now. I wish I could stick around longer, but Thanksgiving. Yep. Yep. Thanks again, Catfish. You have a wonderful Thanksgiving day with your family. Yes, I will. And I hope all of you will have a great Thanksgiving day too. And let me turn this back around here. And I wish you all well. Enjoy your meal. Um, realize that turkey has tryptophan in it, which will make you sleepy. So don't eat turkey and drive. Get yourself a nice little nap. All right, we have to order to buy back ONDS at 817. Yes, you might even get it as lower than that. Don't put a lot of money in it at that number. They could take it down to 777. Man, they've been able to make this thing fall sometimes a dollar 45 in a day. A dollar 45 in a day, and then right back up a dollar 45. So, we don't know how, but don't start diving in at that number at 817. I don't want you to dive in. I want you to wade in by just a few. Sing us out with the SoFi song. All right. Uh, I have several SoFi songs, as you know. So, SoFi, time to buy. Everybody get it. The catfish tie. Then we'll watch all the shorties cry. Oh, yeah. How high could she fly from here? How high isn't really clear, but SoFi sure got shorts shaking in their shoes. No way to tell how much they'll lose. And they sure got black and blue getting bruised, and they're gonna lose. So, time to buy. So fine. You buy, then she flies. How high will she go from here? How high isn't very clear. But SoFi sure got shorts shitting in their jeans. They smell so bad, won't come clean. Tried everything, even just to clean, but got shitty jeans and they stink. Run gone. And bite on the dip, then we smell it rip. Bite on the dip with me. Bite on the dip, then we smell it rip. Bite on the dip with me. So fast. Time to buy. You should get it on the low with Catfish Tie. So fine, you can't deny. She's gonna fly. So fine. It's time to buy before she flies into the sky by so fine. Ah. All right, everybody. Oh, you want the David Chiaverini song, huh? Man, you got to be more specific, dude. You got donated 10 message, enjoy Thanksgiving. All right. Auntie, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, NTXR6. All right, we're gonna do the SoFi song, and then I got to get on out of here. That's your signature. All right, we'll do that one, and then we're out of here, folks. The stock market is not open today. Alexa is wrong.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Listen to this, everybody. Alexa, is the stock market open today?
American stock exchanges open at 9:30 a.m. Eastern and close at 4 p.m. Eastern.
Alexa, that is wrong.
Thanks for letting me know.
Mhm. Donated $10 message. You're welcome, bro. Keep it up. Thank you. All right, so let's do this song that has been requested, and then I got to get upstairs and get ready to go up to Houghton Lake. Yes. Well, you were searching for a stock to buy, and then you stumble on Catfish Tyler. We said now's the time, perfect time for you to buy SoFi. And I showed you why, showed all the lies they told about SoFi. And now there's nothing the shorts can do. Ah, they all realize they're totally screwed. They shorted so bad, but David was lying. Ah, you should be buying. There's no denying. So bad, yo, Chivarine. So sad, but now your game is over. Now short's been shortened so far, but you've been listening to Catfish Tyler. You said shorts will all be screwed way back on August 5th. Remember 601? It's not a myth. That's when we bought a ton. And from that day on, the price just flew. And now all the shorts got totally screwed. They shorted so bad, but David was lying. Should be buying. There's no denying. So bad, yo, Chivarine. So sad. Now your game is over. So bad. David's a liar. He should retire. Why is he not fired? So bad, yo, Chivarine. So sad. But now your game is over. Now I'm not done. David's living on a dead end street near a dumpster where his broke friends meet. To survive, they dumpster dive with Dave all night long. And they all wonder where things went wrong. Oh, what a blunder. And now there's nothing that those shorts can do. They all realize that y'all be screwed. They shorted so fast, but David was lying. You should be buying. There's no denying. So buy your Chivarine. So sad, but now your game is over. So David's a liar. He should retire. Why is he not fired? So buy your Chivarine. So sad, but now your game is over. Why don't you go and search that dumpster over? So yeah, it's time to buy. All right. Ah. I'm putting roast with potatoes on. All right. No family, just me. Enjoy your family. You get it, the less there are. The older you get, the less there are. So true, so true. Gotta wear a wig because all his hair fell out trading crypto. Thank you, Pecker Ween, and you got the perfect name. You do. You really have the perfect name. And I have all my hair. I have a full head of hair. I have a full head of hair. Full. You got fooled. You are not to know what you talk about. You fall victim to thinking you're so smart. But Chinese Confucius say, better off a keep a mouth shut, make a people think you're stupid, than to open mouth and remove all doubt. So, bye-bye, Mr. Peckerwood. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And I love you all. Mwah. We'll see you tomorrow. Not so hopefully at 7:48 a.m. Eastern time. And cheers to each and every one. Catfish Tyler saying over and out. And I hope that you're all surrounded with love because you deserve it. And happy Thanksgiving again. Enjoy your turkey dinner. Don't overfeed yourself and get some rest. Yes. And relax. Relax some. Mm-hmm. All right. Relax, everybody. There's nothing to stress. You're in the best place in the world to be living, right where you are. And live long and prosper. Live long and prosper, my friends. Yes. And we'll see you tomorrow, 7:48 a.m. Sorry I missed everybody today. But hey, we got to spend a little time together. I now have 50 minutes to be sitting in a hot car ready to ride to the frozen tundra of Houghton Lake. All right, everyone. God bless. See you.